All right, so why it is that you cannot create the outcomes that you want in your life. In order to understand this, you have to understand the difference between your conscious and your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the mind that chooses, that wants and imagines. And it's me saying, well, I want a good life for myself. Why wouldn't I? I want all the money. I want a successful business and a big house and great relationships and a great body. The subconscious mind is the mind that it's automatic. It's running in the background and you don't even know what's going on. To give you an example of the subconscious mind, it's, say you're driving with a friend and you guys are talking back and forth, and then you get out of the car and I ask you, well, what'd you guys talk about? You'll say, we talked about this, and we talked about this, and we talked about this. And I'll say, all right, well, tell me what roads you passed, what your surroundings look like, the trees and the cars and the roads. You'll say, well, I don't even remember. I don't even remember driving. Or you're ever driving and then you kind of just space out and you're like, wow, I don't even remember looking at the road the past 5 minutes. That's your subconscious mind. It's the same thing as you riding a bike for the first couple times. You don't know how to ride it, and then you learn how to do it. And then I haven't rode a bike in 10 years, but I could hop on one and I know how to do it. And so it's so that I don't have to relearn how to do something. And so your subconscious mind is running in the background 90 to 95% of your day, and it's automatic. And so another thing that you have to realize is that you, from the time you're born till about the age of 7 years old, you are at a very low brainwave state. And so you're extremely receptive. You're like a sponge, and you are basically soaking in everything that's going around you. You're listening to what your parents and the people that are close to you in your life believe about the world and what they think is attainable and what is not attainable. And so most people grow up and they have finance issues. They can't make money. They don't know why. But they don't realize their parents were probably saying, well, money doesn't grow on trees and we'll never make money. And we're living paycheck to paycheck and you have to work hard to make money. That's just an example, but you're basically super receptive to everything that's going on around you. And that's why people get older and they outgrow that. Their subconscious has basically taken on all these limitations and put them into a metaphorical box. And so when you get older and you consciously think to yourself, I want more for myself, your subconscious mind says, no, I'm still running in the background. I'm running on an old program over and over and over again. And I question this because I felt that disconnect. I knew I consciously knew, I'm playing the same game as everybody else, the same guidelines, same rules, but why am I not creating as much as some other people? Why are they just able to create more? Why do I know that I have the free will to do whatever I want, but I'm not doing what I know I should be doing? And that's your subconscious mind. It's automatic. In order to understand this, you have to realize that you are the person that you are the person that thinks and feels and acts. And so I am what I think about every single day, and what I think about the world and myself and how I feel and what my emotions are, and then how I act. And then that evidence shoots back to me and it reinforces every single day. So a good thing to do is to do a thought audit. Basically write down the thoughts that you have. And there are tons of thoughts all throughout the day, but most people have the same thoughts for their entire lives. They have the same negative thoughts and the same limiting thoughts, and they don't even realize it. They don't even question that thought that comes up in their head because they've been thinking it their entire life. And so write down for just one day and pay attention to all the thoughts you have. And I guarantee you those thoughts are going to be a lot of negative thoughts and a lot of limiting thoughts. And it's going to be basically a direct reflection of what your environment is around you and what you have created in your life. And again, you are who you think, what you think about, you are how you feel, and the emotions you embody and the actions you take, basically the entire person that you are being. It's your being. It's at an identity level. And so to shift this, most people say, I'm at point A. I want to go to point B. I'm here, but I want to go there. And all you're doing is you're reinforcing that disconnect. What you have to do is you have to work at point B. And when you realize that you already have everything you ever needed, you already have it. It's just the power of yourself. It's the power within yourself. It's who you are being, and that is it. It basically goes from what you are thinking about all day long, what you're telling yourself about the world and what you can have and what you can't have, and the feelings that follow and the actions that follow, and then that evidence. But that is your environment. And that is why your environment is a direct reflection of who you are being at an identity level. And so when you start working from point B, you're starting to work from the person. You have to think about the person who has exactly what you want in this life. What would they be thinking to themselves? Write down the thoughts that they would think every single day that is going to get them that positive outcome that you want. And then compare it to the thoughts you are having. And I guarantee you it's very far from that. So if you can start to sit in silence and start to think those thoughts of that successful person and start to feel those feelings and emotions and start to act that way, and then you will see the evidence, and that is going to reinforce a new identity. That is how you shift who you are being. But it starts from within yourself. And then from there, you can create the outcomes that you want in your life.